Week 16 in the NFL is where seasons either catch fire or quietly fall apart. And when the Green Bay Packers and Chicago Bears meet this late in December, it's never just another game. It's injuries. It's pressure. It's playoff math. And this time, the injury report might matter as much as the scoreboard. You're watching NFL Snapwire. Let's get straight into it. With the postseason looming, Sunday's clash between the Green Bay Packers and the Chicago Bears carries far more weight than simple rivalry bragging rights. This is a game shaped by availability, health, and who can survive December football long enough to stay alive in the playoff race. Both teams enter Week 16 battered, bruised, and facing major questions at key positions, especially on offense. At the center of the conversation are two wide receivers whose status could dramatically swing this matchup, Green Bay's Christian Watson and Chicago's Rome Odunze. One is fighting to suit up. The other won't be able to go at all. And around them, the injury lists keep growing. Let's break down the final injury report, what it actually means on the field, and how this rivalry showdown could unfold. Green Bay's injury list is long and uncomfortable, especially for a team trying to regain momentum after last week's loss snapped a 4-game winning streak. The headline name is Christian Watson. Watson is officially listed as questionable for Week 16 due to a chest and shoulder injury. His practice participation tells the story. He did not practice at all on Tuesday, then managed only limited sessions on Wednesday and Thursday. That progression suggests improvement, but not certainty. Watson's availability matters immensely. When he's on the field, the Packers' offense stretches defenses vertically. His size and speed change coverage schemes, opening space underneath for Jordan Love and the rest of the receiving corps. Without him, Green Bay becomes easier to contain. Head coach Matt LaFleur addressed Watson's status during his press conference, offering cautious optimism without making any promises. Encouraging, LaFleur said. Ultimately, it's going to come down to a medical decision about where he's at on Saturday. That's coach speak for we'll see. Watson could play, but even if he does, his effectiveness may be limited. And he's not the only concern. Running backs Josh Jacobs and Chris Brooks are also listed as questionable. Jacobs is dealing with a knee and ankle issue, while Brooks is managing a chest injury. Jacobs, in particular, has been a crucial part of Green Bay's offensive balance. If he's limited or unavailable, the Packers may struggle to control tempo against a Bears defense that thrives when it can pin its ears back. On the defensive side, Brenton Cox, groin, and Kingsley Enagbare, illness, are questionable. Depth along the defensive line becomes critical in December, especially in cold weather games where physicality increases. The questionable list continues with offensive tackle Darian Kennard, offensive lineman Zach Tom, wide receiver Dontavian Wicks, safety Evan Williams. That's a mix of protection, pass-catching depth, and defensive stability, exactly the kind of players you don't want to be uncertain about this time of year. Meanwhile, Green Bay has already ruled out several players for Sunday. Running back Marshawn Lloyd, defensive lineman Colin Oliver, tight end Josh Weil, guard John Williams. That's significant depth being taken off the board. And while teams expect injuries late in the season, the margin for error narrows dramatically when playoff hopes are on the line. Still, LaFleur's message to his locker room remains focused and steady. The Packers know they've been here before. The challenge now is execution with whoever is available. If Packers fans are anxious, Bears fans are dealing with certainty, and it's not the kind they wanted. Rome Odunze will not play in Week 16. The Bears' rookie wide receiver is officially out due to a foot injury after failing to participate in practice all week. That's a massive blow to Chicago's offense. Odunze has been a key weapon, providing explosive plays and reliability in critical moments. His absence forces the Bears to reshuffle their entire passing attack. Wide receiver Luther Burden III is also out with an ankle injury, further thinning Chicago's receiver room. Linebacker Amen Agbongbemiga will miss the game as well due to a hamstring issue. That's 3 definite absences, 2 on offense, 1 on defense, before even looking at the questionable list. Defensive lineman Joe Tryon-Shoyinka. Running back DeAndre Swift. Tight end Cole Kmet. Linebacker Tremaine Edmonds. Those are major names. Swift's status is especially important. If he's limited, Chicago loses a dynamic option in both the run and passing game. Kmet's health affects red zone efficiency and third down reliability. And Edmonds anchors the defense. His availability could determine how well Chicago contains Green Bay's offense over the middle. Despite the injuries, Bears head coach Ben Johnson has made it clear that his focus hasn't shifted. The standings, the injury report, the noise, none of it matters to him this week. Our sole focus this week is beating the next opponent, Johnson said. We've got a good team coming to town. There's a lot at stake when you're playing meaningful games in December. That's all you could ever hope for. That quote tells you everything about the mindset in Chicago. This is December football. This is exactly where teams want to be, even if they're not at full strength. Chicago comes into this game riding confidence after a win over the Cleveland Browns. It wasn't perfect, but it was effective, and in December, wins matter more than style points. Green Bay, on the other hand, is looking to bounce back after the Denver Broncos snapped their 4-game winning streak. That loss didn't just hurt in the standings, it interrupted rhythm. Now the Packers must prove they can respond under pressure. These teams met recently in Week 14, when the Packers emerged victorious. That result still lingers, especially in a rivalry where memory runs long. Chicago hasn't forgotten it. Green Bay hasn't dismissed it. The question now is simple, but brutal. Can the Packers beat the Bears again, with both teams limping into Week 16? This matchup likely hinges on three things: Christian Watson's availability and effectiveness. Even a limited Watson changes how defenses align. If he plays and draws coverage, Green Bay gains options. If he sits, the Packers must rely on depth and precision. How Chicago replaces Rome Odunze's production. You don't replace a playmaker like Odunze with one player. It takes scheme, timing, and discipline. If the Bears can spread the ball and stay efficient, they can survive. Which defense handles attrition better? December games are won in the trenches. Depth, conditioning, and execution often matter more than star power. Neither team is healthy. Both teams are motivated. And with playoff implications hanging in the balance, this rivalry is set up for another tense, physical chapter. Week 16 isn't about who looks best on paper, it's about who's still standing when the clock hits zero. Injuries will test depth, coaching, and resilience as the Packers and Bears collide once again. Can Green Bay overcome its mounting injury concerns and repeat the result? Or will Chicago rise at home and flip the script when it matters most? We'll find out soon. This has been NFL Snapwire. If you enjoyed the breakdown, hit like, subscribe, and stay locked for more weekly NFL updates. See you next time.